Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is a video that I wanted, only one of many, that I wanted to share with as many people as possible. A long time ago, when I watched it, I don't know, about 12 years ago, or maybe something like that, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe even more, I can't remember exactly. And this is an interview conducted by Bill Maher with Michael Scheuer. Michael Scheuer was he was he was in charge of the anti-terrorist, or the operation that involved the killing of Osama bin Laden. He was a former CIA analyst, and he was he was a professor at one point, and he was all fired after he started telling the truth. So what happened here? We have Bill Maher interviewing Michael Scheuer about Israel, and how we, the mantra that we have to defend Israel, democracy, and all that, and defend them. And this former CIA officer does not agree with that. In Bill's spectacle, circus. And I want you to pay attention at Bill's weasel questions, his facial expression when he asks a question and when he gets the answer he doesn't like. And please listen to the audience. When the audience is going to be clapping, he's going to be very upset about it, and immediately going to have a group of people over there booing. I'm not saying those are paid or anything, but nevertheless, I always wanted to promote these guys' interviews, not Bill, Michael's. Why? Because he gives information that is blocked nowadays in the mainstream media. Remember, you don't see anymore on mainstream media. I'm talking about CNN, mainstream media. Let's corporate media. Let's call it the way it is. Corporate media. I don't hear people who don't say the narrative. They don't tell the script. They disagree with this delusional interpretation of reality that is fed to the baboons through the corporate media. So Glenn Greenwald is out. You don't see him at CNN, MSNBC, BBC, anywhere, Sky. You don't see him anymore. I don't think it's Sky. Was it Sky? I think so, in Great Britain. Why? Because they're not following and parroting the script. Therefore, they are just phased out. They exist. They have podcasts, and they still hold lectures, but you don't hear the baboons that get their news from the corporate media. They don't hear the alternate piece of news, or the opposing side, or hey, maybe this is no, because these guys are just phasing them out. So listen to this, watch this video, and I watched it, I know, 10, 12 years ago. And if you go on YouTube, you will not hear, you're not going to see this person. He's alive. Michael Scheuer is alive. He's 72 years old or so. You're not gonna find any mainstream media, corporate media interviews with this gentleman in the past 10, 12, 13, 15 years. Now there could be like videos like mine that is 2024, but talking about videos with him 15 years ago when he was, or 10 years ago when he was, oh, let's use this guy. Now, no more. The same, look at Stephen Cohen. Well, he died, but in the mainstream, he died what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago or so? Well, more than 3 years ago, ending in 2021, 2020. So he died, Professor Cohen, Stephen Cohen. And again, you are not going to find interviews in the mainstream corporate media with him for about 10 years. So about 5, 6, 7 years before he died, he was not put in front of the audience to tell his knowledge, to give it, because he was not parroting the narrative. So let's get to this video. I never liked Bill Maher because I think he's a weasel, and he thinks he's smart. He's not smart. He's a weasel. And when I say, well, Bill Maher uncovers or exposes the woke, no, he's part of that. He promotes. After all, he is, no. Now you're gonna have one, Jon Stewart back in business. What are we losing? What are we missing? Zelensky's gonna have his program on CNN soon. No surprise. Larry King, is he dead yet or not? What? So let's go here. This is the weasel. And please, as I said, pay attention to the things I told you about He's let me just want to make it bigger here. I think it's better. It's better like this. The audience, he's like, what do you mean? Are you sure that's what you want to say? When they're saying, well, is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? They want to make sure, hey, you are getting on the wrong track. I give you another opportunity to realize that and come back. But Michael Scheuer is not gonna bend. Larry, ready, set, go.
So I guess we're always still trying to figure out why this man and the people he has inspired
There's
are
Bin
trying
Laden.
to attack us. And I believe what you say, and I think it's more about our policy than our way of life. But would you grant me this, that as long as there is an Israel in the world, and I'm a big supporter of Israel, and as long as America backs it, the kind of Muslims that take their religion that seriously, that they would strap on a suicide belt, are always going to be out for us and always going to be trying to kill us?
I think we can reduce it very seriously, sir. I disagree with you on Israel, but
in what way? You're not a supporter.
I hope Israel flourishes. I just don't think it's worth an American life or an American dollar.
You don't think the existence of Israel in the world is worth an American life or an American dollar?
He gets.
Not only Israel, sir.
He tries to get him back now. Do you think that? Are you sure? You're getting on the minefield right now.
Saudi Arabia or Kuwait or Bolivia. I'm much more.
You're really not telling me that Israel is on a par with Saudi Arabia.
I'm telling you, what I'm telling you, sir, is I'm most interested in the survival of the United States.
He doesn't like that.
Israel is a democracy in a part of the world that has none.
What, sir? It doesn't matter to Americans if anyone ever votes again.
Did you hear the same? How this guy destroys all the arguments these guys are feeding. Oh, it's the only democracy. So what? What do we care? What?
It doesn't.
We'll get by. We'll get by just fine, sir.
We, but not others. You got challenged. Now use your brain, and it's gonna turn weasel.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't.
I wouldn't get like this.
I wouldn't.
You're saying, like back in 1973, when Israel's very existence was threatened in the Yom Kippur War, and we did come to their aid, we shouldn't have done that, and we shouldn't do it again?
What I'm saying, sir, is we should have revisited the situation after 1973 and not be the unqualified sole supporter of Israel at the moment. I think it earns America tremendous pain and increasingly dead Americans fighting wars that are not ours to fight.
But what do I get now?
You did say, I mean, after 9/11,
These guys are not prepared to answer questions or debate. He changes. He didn't say anything about that. He moved on, and he moved on into, you said this after September 11, he changed the subject. They don't have the argument. They just repeat the same garbage over and over, and you don't hear alternative voices.
The only way to win is to kill more of the enemy.
Yes, sir.
Anywhere we can without a great deal of concern for civilian casualties.
Yes, sir. I said that exactly.
You still believe that? You
Absolutely.
still believe that's the way to win?
You still believe that? Are you sure?
Kill our way out of it?
That's part of it, sir. The other part is what Mr. Paul has said, is to stop intervening in their world except when it's absolutely necessary.
In their world.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what about what Alan Greenspan said this week?
Alan Greenspan is a Bill Maher is a Stewart, which is not his name. John Stewart is not John Stewart. It's a different name. Look at his Lubnevitz. It's a. Now is Yellen. We have the Treasury. She was in the so-called Federal Reserve Bank, private bank, by the way.
Intervention in Iraq is largely about oil. Would you agree with that?
We knew that.
I think we've frittered away our independence on oil, sir. If something happens in Saudi Arabia, we go to war. If something happens in the Gulf of Guinea, we go to war. In 35 years, the Congress has managed to move daylight savings time up 3 weeks. We're going to pay for oil with American lives in the near future.
saying there is oil in the Gulf of Guinea is a slur against Italian Americans.
All right, let's change that. Now that is a guy, and you don't hear about him anymore because he's phased out. There's many interviews of Michael Scheuer. I always have a problem remembering his name. It's comes different name. When I think about him, comes different name, and that's not it. That's not the name. So you're not gonna hear this guy anymore. He was fired from the, what was that, a foundation that he was working for his position on these things. He is not teaching anymore. He was fired from his teaching position at university. He was phased out. That's it. That's what you do. You make people never know about this guy again. So here he is. So you know who this guy is. We already saw him, and here is his name. And American former intelligence officers for the Central Intelligence Agency, blogger, is not there, author, commander, and former adjunct professor at Georgetown University's Center for Peace and Security Studies. So he was kicked out, all right? He said here that one assignment during his 22-year career was serving as chief of the Bin Laden Issue Station, the old Bin Laden tracking unit in the Counterterrorist Center known as Alex Station. From 1996 to 1999, he also served as special advisor to the chief of Alex Station from September 2001 to November 2004. So he was out. He is out. You can look over here and see what he did. Publications, and then War on Terror, and he was out of the job as soon as he started telling something outside of the narrative. They destroyed him. They destroyed whomever tried. Now they're at Musk. If Musk doesn't get the hint, and he got the hint, we'll see how courageous he is. Imagine this guy is not a very powerful person versus supposedly Elon Musk. Elon Musk could be arrested right now with legal signature, with an arrest warrant by, if you want 1,000 judges signing that warrant, they will get 1,000 judges signing that arrest warrant for Elon Musk. And he's going to be kept in detention unlimited. Why? Because he's a national threat. Who can prove that? You? I? The media will play along. Why? Competition is gone. And they're all in the same group. So the same, Scheuer, do you think the Scheuer will have anything else? You just get him out. You're not going to hear from him. That's it. Now, that is the free world these guys are telling us about. I didn't expect this when I came here, to get like this, or at least to be out in the open. It was before, but not like this. Like right now he's out to get you. It's not like, it's okay, let's debate, I don't like what you say, but it's okay. No, it's escalated from I don't like what you say into canceling your appearance, calling you names, and maybe, I don't know, look what's going on with Trump. Arresting him, eliminating by that, destroying his livelihood, his family, his dynasty. They're going to cut it like in the medieval times. Remember how in the medieval times, when they were fighting and one was winning, will destroy, will kill all the bloodline of that family. So they will never, ever being able to be 100 years after that coming and attacking my bloodline because what I did to his ancestors. No. All of them. The same here. Do you think that after Donald Trump, they're not going to get after the rest of the Trumps? 100%. They already got to get his son. And I'm not talking about his adult sons, Barron, with all kind of things. Well, you can have an opinion, you can mock people, but he's a teenager, and they started with it when he was even younger. Well, anyway, he's a child. He can't defend himself. That tells you. Now, what can I tell you? This guy said a lot of things. Look over here where I stopped. Israel and the boom boom. He had a problem with this weasel right here. Oh, not there, this right here, Rahm Emanuel, and he was also attacked about that. But I'm gonna make other videos on this gentleman because I think he is an asset to truth. It doesn't mean that everything he says is correct, but at least he gives you some hints. I've been listening to this the way I do. When I get, and this was I don't know how many years ago, whenever I first stumbled over his testimony in front of the Congress when he was, that was the first video I think I watched with him, when he was asked in front of the Congress, and he said, I would not give $1 or to Israel or something like that, or no American soldiers, one life is worth this and that. Everybody was gasping. And when I got that one, I went, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3 days continuously binge watching everything I could find and read about this guy. The same I did, and I came up to date. So he was already gone. So basically I know most of everything he did. The same I do with everyone. If right now I find someone and I find that he says something that, oh my God, this guy has really got it, and I have something to learn from this guy, I'm going to go and look everything I get from this person. Who he is, what his family, what did he achieve, what his thoughts was, YouTube videos, Rumble videos, whatever, and get his thought about how many I get. And then when I exhaust that, I know everything about what's over there that I'm interested in, obviously, over there available. So when I have a conversation with someone, I already know about that guy, that because I had the time. And I put time into that. I invested time in that one. They did not have maybe time. So that's why when I know certain things about certain people from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I know it because I started it and I went and I got, this guy is gone. You're not going to hear about this guy anything else. So no more information about Scheuer you're going to hear. So I got everything already. I have everything. Whatever I was interested in his past, and it's available. All right, my friends, here is this guy. Just pay attention. I will make more videos because he said many, many, many things that I think are worth making people aware that there are people who see things differently. Because if you just go over there on YouTube and you say, well, let's say Ukraine-Russia conflict, I could have given Israel or something. And you go over there, the first, 3,529 responses or whatever, suggestions over there, or whatever the, how do you call it, whatever the YouTube gives you. I can't fucking find a word. Whatever they give you is just pro. And from 3,295, the next one is something that we say the opposite thing that the first 3,295 say. That's the way. And if you look over them, you're going to find the same point. And you're not going to go 3,000 down to fight some, or you're not going to listen to 3,000. You're not going to have one and then, no, alternate. No, you're going to have all of them good this direction. And then if they want the other direction, you're going to have the other direction being the 3,000 first ones. So that's the way it is, my friends. And they say, well, it's unanimity here. Like global warming, we all agree. The scientific world community is in agreement, all of it. Yeah, it's a consensus. Why? Go and check YouTube. Go and check just do a search on, let's say, on whatever browser you got over there. Do pop, go on Yahoo or Google or whatever you want to go and say, hey, global warming. You're going to find the first 3,000 articles about global warming being this, be scared, be this, be that. Why? Do you think that's the way it is? No, it is not. There are algorithms that make sure those things are promoted in front of the other ones. The other ones exist. Like my videos exist on YouTube. To find them, sometimes they come as suggestions, sometimes they don't, and many, many others. Other people are more important than me. People that really were involved in very deep, like this guy in CIA. He knows shit. Where is he at? Go and find him. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Well, did you look? I forgot to tell you about. Did you look at Bill Maher's facial expression? And it matters to me. Of course, it matters to you. But why? Because you're an American, or because you are? And they say, well, no, diversity is our strength. Well, maybe we have certain things here that shouldn't be that way. We should be all Americans, not Romanian American, French American, Jewish American, African American. No, we're just American. Now you can say, well, my ancestry is that, but that should end. I'm not going to form a group based on ethnicity or race, or no, I don't think that's, or national origin. What do you mean? You're here. You're here. You came here. Your ancestors came here. They choose. Well, we had to. Really? You can go now. You have your own house over there. Why don't you go? It's hard. Would you go that? No. Then be here. Be American. Be American. How are you American? Being a patriot. Nationalist. Loving your nation. That's nationalist. Well, as everything else, like religion, could be used for bad things, could be used for good things. The same with nationalism. The same with the presidents. Some presidents can do good things and some presidents can do bad things, or both. So that's why when this guy, oh, you're a nationalist. Yeah, I love this nation. I'm a nationalist. I love the nation. And the same, are you a patriot? Yes, I love the fatherland, for padre. Padre. Padre means father, Latin. That means fatherland. I love the fatherland. I love this country. And that's why I don't want it to go back to, not even go back. I want it to go back. That's the point, and get even better than it was. I don't want these guys to sink it, get it down at the bottom of civilization. Some weasels through the democratic system and all this system that we have with money and interests that are based on money and donors. Donors are the money going around to change things. Thank you for our benefit. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.